Here we are, guys. The last episode of DragonClan. And I know, there's still a lot we have not figured out. There's still a lot of stuff that we don't know. Like, what the heck is the deal with Shadowstar? Why has she been attacking members of her own clan? Why did Talonpaw end up in the Dark Forest? What happened there? And of course, what the heck is Marigold Cricket's deal? Maybe we'll find out today, or maybe we'll never know. But I'm about ready to move on and try something new, but let's give this series one last hurrah. Maybe we'll come back several months down the line, maybe the series will be on an indefinite hold. I was planning on playing a Cult of the Lamb challenge in ClanGen next, but I've also recently had requests to play one of the Cattails games. And I also recently rediscovered Warriors Untold Tales, which happens to be made by the same person who made the Cattails games, Falcon Develops, and it's very similar to the Cattails games, but I remember it being so much fun. You start in ThunderClan, but you can join the other clans if you'd like, you can unlock new pelts, you can even make your own clan, or even join BloodClan, or become a kitty pet. There's all sorts of crazy things you can do. Who knows, it could be fun to play an older game like that. Whatever I end up playing, the unedited episodes will be up early on Patreon for members of the Adept Rogue and Masterful Mage tiers, but while the other tiers can't watch the unedited videos, the Freelance Fighters can see some of my behind-the-scenes content. And of course there's the Newbie Adventurer tier, which is only $1, but there you have access to monthly cat submissions for both of my Sims 3 series, and I'll use their names in any of my other Warrior series where I get to name cats, such as here in LifeGen, ClanGen. I might even sprinkle some into WolfQuest, which may not be cats, but I can still like name pups when they're born and such. Maybe I could name some of the kittens born in the Cattails games, or even, do I get to name the cats in Untold Tales? I can't remember, but if I can, that's also an option. Whatever the case is, you also get your name in the credits and have access to a private channel on Discord, and you can see the continuation of my older Scattered Seeds story from The Sims 3 over there as well. All of that is also available at the other tiers, but if you want to give a little extra support but can't afford much, even just the $1 tier helps and gives all of those rewards that I just mentioned. All of that out of the way, code word for this episode is muskrat, because I saw one in a lake that I've been taking my cat on walks around recently. And let's continue with the last several moons of this series in this episode. You found a new accessory, Clay Amanita Pot. You choose to store it in a safe place for now. Oh, what does that look like? I'm gonna take a look at that and I'll go back. Oh, I could actually use that to store herbs. That could be super useful. Let's actually use that instead of the mouse. You stop Dewpaw from overlooking mold on an herb, taking the opportunity to explain why even the littlest bit of mold can cause an injury to worsen. Yeah, that's a good thing we need to keep in mind. The clan is having a lazy sun high. You end up chatting with Mousetooth, Mothfeather, and Dewpaw about nothing in particular. While explaining to Needlekit about the different uses of herbs, you sneeze loudly from a bunch of dusty yarrow, causing Needlekit to squeal in delight. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. We still don't have enough healthy medicine cats. Shadowstar makes it her personal mission during the gathering to see how close she can come to making the Hydra Clan's leader break the truce. What is going on here? Fishriver's bruises are gone. Lightstripe was seen touching noses with someone from Hydra Clan. Scandalous. Ooh, and they are kind of our enemy, aren't they? Grey Egg was seen talking calmly to a loner before both cats went their separate ways. The clan has encountered Burrow. Hillrunner fought a fox, but was barely even hurt. He's a bit scraped up, but a few scrapes are better than claw marks. Greenpaw bounces up to the front of the clan, full of excitement. He tries to take this somewhat seriously, but still cracks a joke over something the leader says. Shadowstar gently scolds him for it, but can't help purring along as she names him Greenfoot after his tenacity. Watching with pride as Turtlepaw is named and given to Liarzoom to apprentice under, Rootseeker knows that they were a good choice. And Nettlekit loudly complains as Rootseeker pulls her over to quickly groom her pelt. She manages to wriggle away and scurry off to the front of the crowd for her ceremony, where she is renamed to Nettlepaw and apprenticed to Gossamer Peak. So we've got some new apprentices in the clan. Toadsnout often goes to Mothfeather for guidance. Petalrump is letting Critterpaw share her troubles with him, hoping she'll feel better afterwards. And Marigold Cricket learns how much effort Grey Egg put into learning something. Okay. Things are going okay both in those areas. Oak Needle and Wren defended their clan at the gathering together. So we've had a very tense gathering, apparently. Rootseeker compliments Mothfeather on how well groomed his pelt is today. Rootseeker, are you into Mothfeather? But after something happens, Mothfeather and Flintclaw find comfort in one another's company. So maybe... Oh no, Mothfeather is also our sibling. I keep forgetting this. Never mind. That is totally not happening. Or no, wait, Rootseeker is... No, Rootseeker is our apprentice. I was thinking of Rockshay, and that's someone different. I was like, what the heck? Okay, I'm getting cats' names mixed up. Rootseeker, our fellow healer, compliments Mothfeather, our brother, on how well groomed his pelt is today. Okay. And after something happens, Mothfeather and Flintclaw find comfort in one another's company. Okay, so Mothfeather has two suitors, it seems. And with all of that, do we have anything weird going on StarClan-wise? Waterlake eats a meal without thinking StarClan and faith decreased. Everything else is just increased. I wish there was like more of a chance for negative stuff. Like, genuinely. Everything has been like too nice. I have to like actively make stuff bad happen sometimes. Which I'll admit, that's a little of what's been going on with Shadowstar and Hydra Clan, but not necessarily inside the clan. Don't know what that was about specifically, but I think it's kind of the same complaint I've heard people saying about Tomodachi Life, which is that you're this moon's hot heartthrob. What? And we're flea-ridden. Since when? But yeah, it's the same thing I've heard people saying about Tomodachi Life, which I have not played and am currently unable to play. Spirit's going crazy upstairs. One I can't play because I don't have a Switch and can't afford one. But I would love if I could. Maybe someday. But it's the same thing I've heard, like, not much bad stuff happens, and that's part of the reason I'm not as invested in, like, LifeGen. Maybe ClanGen's updates recently have had some more negative stuff being able to happen autonomously. I don't know, I have a lot of stuff turned on, like, I'm gonna go ahead and say, Warriors, we're trying to sabotage Hydra Clan. I haven't seen anything about that. We have mass extinction events, haven't seen anything with that. And that's been on for a while. I just feel like nothing is happening. And that's part of the reason I'm so frustrated with LifeGen recently, and part of the reason I do want to move on. Because it's like, on one hand, I could just keep going, but to me it just gets a little too repetitive. And that's just personal. That's just a me thing. It's part of the reason I prefer to, like, play games where I can be a little more hands-on and actually make stuff happen. That's the reason I prefer Sims 3, which is like, I like have a generator where I can like make a bunch of negative stuff happen. I don't have to like go into files and edit relationships and stuff. I can just be like, okay, just shift, click on relationship, there we go. In Sims 3, it's that easy for me. But anyways, let's see. Why don't we chat with Broken Cliff is here. You're thinking about strange two-leg object you saw recently. Broken Cliff runs into the medicine den with an exasperated look on her face. Whisperclaw! Whisperclaw! What do you call a frog with stumpy legs that lives in dry environments? You call that a toad! You call that a toad, but Hopstem doesn't seem to get that. I don't get it either. Oh, you're croaking like one too. Are you okay? Huh. Toadsnout, you're grieving, I know, but like, we need you. We are barely taking care of this clan. How can I get a Star Clan cat to appear in my dreams? Do you know? Toadsnout, you should know. Why do I ask? Toadsnout's gaze flicks towards Mousekit's former favorite part of camp. Toadsnout, I'm sorry you lost your kit, but also, you need to help us out here. Dupa, my beloved apprentice, how are you doing? Every gathering feels like the same old song and dance. First, each clan reports that prey is running well, then we all exchange a few fake pleasantries, and then it's all over. Talk about boring. It doesn't help that once things finally start to get interesting, StarClan has to go and cloud up the sky. I swear it's like they don't want us to have any fun. Dupa, you need to be a little more, I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I do get what you mean. Marigold Cricket, what are you doing, my love? Hey, Whisperclaw, look at this weird two-leg thing Liarzoom and I found out on patrol. You weren't on patrol, Marigold Cricket. And Liarzoom, there weren't even any two legs or kitty pets around. It was just lying there. You should totally try it on. Try it. Try it! You let Marigold Cricket slip the weird thing over your neck. It looks amazing on you! You're like the coolest kitty pet ever. You're not sure if that's a good thing or not. You've gained a new accessory, though. Let's flirt with you a little bit. I know we're kind of on weird territory with you. What is our relationship? Okay, you have... Yeah, it's kind of low if we look at us. Okay, we still are, like, deeply in love with you, but I'm, like, concerned about everything. Whisperclaw, where did you go? There you are. Okay, that actually is kind of pretty. Sunnol, you're feeling confined and cooped up. How are you doing? Did you see Rowan Smoke all covered in grass? We were on patrol and she saw a field that was begging her to roll around in it or something like that. She looks absolutely ridiculous, but she seemed to enjoy it, so good for her, I guess? Good for her, I guess, yeah. Gale Dusk, how are you doing? I wandered by the two-leg place while I was hunting. They were parading around the streets with rainbows and other combinations of colors. Ooh, nice. But a few of them were being mean to the ones with rainbows. I might have made dirt near the den to the mean ones. You know what? Good for you. I wholeheartedly approve. Large Snow wants to compliment Light Stripe's fighting techniques. Large Snow is up before first light, looking bleary-eyed and absolutely miserable. I am going to kill Warmburst. Like, actually, I am not even joking. Looks like all her moons of weaseling out of morning patrols have finally caught up to her. We can go ahead and kind of give her a little, snippy comment. Insult our warrior's last result. Let's show each other respect. Light Stripe. I hear that I thought you were, like, kind of, like, getting along well with, where is Moth Feather? Okay, it's just respect, but if I go the other way around... Oh, you've got some romantic like towards Gossamer Peak. And Root Seeker. And... Oh, it was Flintclaw who was the other one. If I go to Flintclaw and look... Yeah, I don't really see anything. Yeah. Well, I guess we're on Flintclaw now, so what's going on? Trying to set a good example for younger cats? Hey, Whisperclaw, my buddy, my man. Get this, Rootseeker just asked me to go get some more moss for the medicine den. There's this real nice place I like to go out near the edge of territory, near this beautiful babbling brook. I was just about to leave, but I figured, hey, you know who deserves a little break today? Whisperclaw. She just works so hard. So how about it, friend? It's right on the HydroClan border, these huge swaths of moss, you can't miss it. You'll go? Perfect! Have fun on your walk and try to enjoy yourself. You deserve it. Flintclaw leaves you to go take a nap across camp. Did he just talk you into doing his chores for him? Yeah, it totally sounds like it. I guess that's what being the heartthrob of the moon is. Rockshade, how are you doing? Shadowstar, what do you think of her? Her leadership style, the choices she's made? Would you have done it differently if you were in that position? I'm just curious. What you think of who's in charge could reveal a lot about your character. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to think. Because I'm starting to have some serious doubts. I don't know if dis is the right word. But I don't support her, and I think I would express my concerns, is what it would be. I think that's what Whisperclaw would do, is express her concerns, not necessarily refuse to answer. So I guess that this is the closest, so... Takes a lot of guts to admit that. Respect to you, Whisperclaw. Though, maybe not the smartest to admit while Shadowstar is standing right behind you. Shadowstar? I made you look. Rockshade! Seriously? Smolder Sepp, what are you up to? Trying to set a good example for younger cats? Whisperclaw, do you remember that old nursery tale about the two sisters? You know, the one where one of them had control over the weather, and that sister accidentally cast all 4 clans into an eternal leaf. Are you talking about Frozen? Is Frozen a story told in this clan? Or was it just a really weird dream I had? It might just be a weird dream. Hill Runner is thankful to Broken Cliff for his treatment, and oh, you've got scrapes, okay. I met some kitty pets on patrol today. StarClan, I sure gave them a scare. One look at my mean face, and they went mewling back home to their 2 legs like the little kids running into the nursery. Okay. Mothfeather wants to be alone. Oh, buddy, I'm gonna check on you just in case. Hey, Whisperclaw, what are we gonna do today? What? You need to get some chores done by yourself? Oh, okay. That's fine, I guess. I guess I'll find something else to do. Mothfeather leaves you to work, but you notice his tail is significantly droopier than when he bounded up to you. Aww. Maybe that happened first and now Mothfeather wants to be alone, even like after we're like, hey, we're done, do you want to hang out? And it's like, nah, I'm fine without. Aw, I'm sorry. So I do want to check in with Shadowstar, who has a narrow view instead of pursuing something new. Shadowstar strides into camp and unceremoniously places her fresh kill on the pile. Then she walks towards her den without a word. Whoa, Shadowstar! Awesome catches! Shadowstar completely ignores the compliment. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and do a LifeGen patrol. There's a shortage of I cannot read. There is a shortage of a particular herb in the camp. You consider whether you should risk going out to find more. I mean, we could. You decide to venture out and are successful in finding the herb. Your clanmates appreciate your dedication and commitment to your role. And meanwhile, there's nobody I really want to date right now because both of my potential suitors are currently unavailable. Ooh, the patrol cautiously moves towards the sound of barking. Near the border, they spot a dog chasing something. Oh no, it's a cat! The patrol swiftly jumps into action. They capture the dog's attention and draw it away from the cat. Twig Spike stays hidden and goes to the... Excuse me. Twigspike stays hidden and goes to the cat while the rest of the patrol lures the dog away. He's unharmed, and this display of bravery makes him want to join the clan. And Cotton Speckle has joined. Okay, Cotton Speckle, where are you? And, ooh, you look super cool. We're gonna change your name, though, to... let's say Berry Step. It's a Patreon cat. So Berry Step it is. You do have like the really blue eyes like berries, so, or the kind of purpley eyes, you know. Okay, this one's a little, it's got a bit of an error. Dewpaw shovels Tansy into her mouth without a care, and then Dewpaw stops her and tells her she really should have a care. I feel like if I hit proceed, a Dewpaw is gonna eat it anyway, even though she's telling herself not to, so I'm just gonna hit do not proceed. Dewpaw takes her down to a stream to clean out her mouth. Dewpaw, I don't know what's going on with you. She's a little confused. While on patrol, Cedar Spring notices an unfamiliar scent. Something has left scent marks on the wrong side of the border. Boldly, Violet Dapple follows the scent to a trespassing rogue and confronts them, pointing out the clearly marked border which the rogue has passed. From his perch on a high rock above the rogue, he listens to the... or they listen to the rogue stutter out an explanation and a quick apology, unimpressed and confident in his own strength. And we're going on a patrol. More marigold would be useful, particularly with Greenleaf in full swing. The season will bring marigold to bloom, and the flowers are just as useful as the leaves to Whisperclaw, and extremely easy to spot from a distance, especially with a patrol of her clanmates to assist her, that being Hickory Shadow and Flintclaw. It stops infection, bleeding, and sore joints. Why would any medicine cat ever want to risk running out of it? Whisperclaw brings back as much marigold as she can stuff into her mouth, and somehow manages to fit in a little Tansy too. The warriors helping her don't understand the importance, but obligingly follow Whisperclaw's example. Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen this image before. As the patrol is checking the borderlines, they notice that a Serpent Clan scent has strayed into their territory. Serpent Clan is their ally, but this is a bit suspicious. The patrol decides to follow the scent, but only end up walking in circles. Either the trespasser is good at concealing their trail, or the patrol just needs to work on their tracking skills. It doesn't matter now. The whole day has been wasted. Warmburst decides that they should just return to camp and report the strange scent. And relations with Serpent Clan have worsened. I think that's mostly on our end as well. Because it's like, why were they here? We're a little suspicious of that. Huh. While scrambling down the mountain slope, Nettlepaw is suddenly brought to a halt by Longriver's tail swung out in front of her chest. Not a step further. There's a mushroom circle right in front of her, and no cat should tempt the moss cats unless they truly need their help. Is this the Fae? Do we have Fae cats here? What? It's old superstition, Longriver explains. The moss-pelted cats are called by these circles. They are called by these circles are powerful, but brutal. If their summoner has rogue thoughts, the moss cats will open their maws, glistening metal teeth ready to take vengeance on cats who break their word and hold cowardice in their hearts. Not that Nettlepaw would ever earn their ire, of course. Maybe we can incorporate some of that lore into the Fate in Your Paws series I've been doing. And with all of that done, let's go ahead and move on to the next moon. While explaining to Stork Kid about the uses of different herbs, you sneeze loudly from a bunch of dusty yarrow. Yeah, we already did this, hold on. Toadsnout notices you looking tired. You reassure her that you're fine, but relent when she gives you some herbs to help you sleep. Did you just see something out of the corner of your eyes? Or have you just spooked yourself for no good reason? Hello? It's Sand Kid's moonly checkup, and you spend your dusk treating a screaming and crying kid as Rockshade watches sheepishly from the sidelines. And DragonClan declares war against HydraClan. When HydraClan's leader makes an appeal to Shadowstar at the gathering, Shadowstar shuts them down with a sneer. And of course, Shadowstar has gotten a stomachache right afterwards. Toadsnout, yes! You finally tell yourself that you can't let these feelings consume you, and instead you have to learn to live with it. And now we finally have enough healers, thank goodness. Flurry Knight's running nose is gone. The war with HydraClan is beginning to disrupt the daily lives of DragonClan, forcing them to adapt to new routines and living situations in order to better defend themselves. Marigold Cricket's wound has healed well. Okay. We've already seen this. Oakneil has recovered from heat exhaustion. Mothfeather has got heat exhaustion. Hillrunner's scrapes have healed. I'm just seeing this over and over again. What the heck? And Critterpaw's head damage is healed, and Berry Step has gotten heat exhaustion. Oh boy. Toadsnout doesn't like it when Bird Glide is all talk and no action. Ooh. Grey Egg can't help but laugh when Whisperclaw tells a funny joke. Okay. And Dewpaw's clanmates notice that she talks a lot about Tremble. Fishrunner isn't afraid to ask Gale Dusk a difficult question. Did I say Fish River or Fishrunner? Fish River. Cedar Spring has a lot of fun with Gossamer Peak. Liar Zoom badly misinterprets Mothfeather's words. Oh dear. Apparently, Hillrunner doesn't get along with Marigold Cricket and prays that he isn't on patrol with her. Apparently our brother does not approve of our choice in mate. Speaking of our siblings and cats we don't get along with, Shadowstar disagrees with Rockshade's performance as queen. Interesting. Let's see, what about StarClan? Rootseeker's StarClan faith has decreased. When StarClan doesn't answer Rootseeker's pleas to end the war, she turns to the Dark Forest, only to be met with the same silence. Ooh. It's all about stuff happening during this war. Tree Lake doesn't bother turning to the StarClan or the Dark Forest for hope during this war, as it's clear neither are looking out for DragonClan. Violet Dapple doesn't bother turning to the StarClan or Dark Forest either. Bird Glide doesn't, and neither does Long River's Dark Forest faith has decreased. Interesting, okay. Let's see, what are we up to? Thinking about StarClan. What's our faith? It says here that it's like at 1 towards the Dark Forest, but I have not seen that budge at all. And then if we look at something else like related to like our faith, it'll be like if I go to an elder and I look at what our faith is, because you can do that. It says that we believe very much in StarClan, so I'm very confused as to what the deal is there. But I wonder, we could join the Dark Forest, kind of turn towards them to try and figure this out. I wonder. I have a D4 here. How about this? This is something I kind of thought about. If I roll a 4, I'm gonna hit join Dark Forest, just because I'm not gonna have another chance to do it. I'm gonna do this every moon till the end of the episode. That's a 2. So no, we're not joining Dark Forest this moon. Let's see. Toadsnout is looking forward to today. With the war going on? Toadsnout avoids the thistles that have sprouted up around camp. She seems nervous about even getting within 2 tailings with them. When Toadsnout notices Mousetooth laughing at the wide paths Toadsnout's taking around the little plants, she ducks her head and quickly scurries away. Now we're in the nursery with the kits, though, so what are the kits up to? Sand Kid is worried Tree Lake is overexerting himself. Aww. And you're sweet, and you bad at rivers. Are you gonna be good at swimming, I think?
I'm going to be as big and strong as Hopstem, so I can help!
Aw, good for you. Marigold Cricket is currently napping. You catch Marigold Cricket admiring you shyly out of the corner of your eye. The way she looks at you, no one's ever looked at you like that before. Like you hung the moon. She looks away and buries her face in her paws as soon as you glance over. You must have her really smitten. Aw. Well, I think we can make up with her a little. Let's go ahead and flirt. Marigold Cricket purrs and presses into your pelt. Say it again, just one more time. You know, whatever the issues are, I feel like Whisperclaw does want to make up with her. I am a little worried that it's not going to be like a long-term... It's such a rough relationship these two have. Dupas, our little apprentice, is strutting around confidently.
Herb stores are running low.
Dupas casts a nervous glance towards the camp entrance.
I hope we'll have enough for every cat.
Yeah, with the war coming, definitely could be something to keep an eye out for. Rootseeker wonders if it's too late to become a mediator. Rootseeker scans the barren branches above camp, deeply saddened. It seems even the birds have been scared off by the fighting. Oh. Yeah, a lot of cats are going to be a little anxious about the war. Sunnull, how are you doing? You're giving some advice to Sandkit? Oh, Whisperclaw, it's you! I mean, of course it's you. Who else would it be? Not that I was, like, expecting you or anything. Not that I was not expecting you either, of course. I was just, sitting here, not really expecting anyone, or, thinking about anything weird at all, really. Oh, would you look at the time? Sandy Swoop totally needs me now, but it was great seeing you. In the normal way, of course. Sentinel stiffly walks across camp, tripping over her own paws a few times for good measure. What in StarClan's name was that about? I'm gonna do a tiny little flirt. I don't think like we're like saying it like in a flirtatious way, but Sentinel might interpret it as a flirt, maybe. Oh my goodness! Sorry, I wasn't expecting something as smooth as that. Oh boy, what do you think? Ooh, you've got such high romantic like towards us. And what do you think of Marigold Cricket? Just to know. You don't. There's still that tiny bit of dislike with Marigold Cricket. Which is so interesting. If I switch it, you don't have that same dislike though, so... I think we did somehow manage to fix things with Marigold Cricket. Except Marigold Cricket still doesn't have the same affection for us that we have for her, and it's kind of sad. Rockshade notices that his clanmates have been nervous around him lately. Oh? Rockshade is huddled in the darkest, most secluded corner of camp, seemingly trying to make himself as small as possible. You go to check on him, hoping he's not in the middle of another brooding session, when, out of nowhere, Onyx Kit rushes up to him and prods them with a paw. Rockshade rises to his paws and smiles softly at Onyx Kit, then covers his eyes as Onyx Kit rushes to hide. Oh, they're playing hide and seek! Seems they were just in the middle of a game of hide and seek, yeah! Oh, that's adorable! Broken Cliff is checking up on the warriors. Rowan Smoke is playing a game where she balances Broken Cliff on her paws and raises her legs, lifting her sister off the ground. Can you do that? I don't think that's something that cats are actually capable of, but... I'm flying! Ah! Broken Cliff's legs buckle and both cats collapse into a pile of giggles. You know, good for you. Flintclaw daydreams about being a warrior in Tiger Clan. Flintclaw is telling war stories to lift every cat's spirits. So there I was, backed into a corner. Sheer 15 fox length drop in front of me, legion of Hydra Clan warriors behind. I thought for sure I was toast, even started praying to my warrior ancestors for help. You used to be a kitty pet. But then, just in the nick of time, who comes to my rescue but our very own Sandy Swoop? The other warriors laugh and jostle Sandy Swoop's shoulders, teasing that he should have left Flintclaw to die if he knew it was good for him. Okay. My stories aren't so boring, you know. Oh hey, Whisperclaw! Wanna get in on this? I was just about to start the tale of how I tricked a DragonClan warrior into thinking I was a kitty pet. But you used to be a kitty pet, but you definitely use that to your advantage, I guess. We might as well see what our deputy is up to. I expect you to do anything we ask of you, Whisperclaw. Even if it goes against the code, we will not let those mouse-dung-eating DragonClan cats hurt our kits. Ooh. So that's how serious this war is getting. And Shadowstar is fetching Violet Dapple for another cat who is looking for him. Busy. Sorry. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and do a LifeGen patrol. See what we can do here. Gossamer Peak enters your den, complaining of pain and asking for some herbs that might help. When you ask what happened, though, he clams up, seemingly too embarrassed to admit why he needs the herbs. Please just tell us what's wrong. Your attempts to help Gossamer Peak just wind up going in circles. Despite you repeatedly explaining that you can't treat him without knowing what happened, all Gossamer Peak will say is that it's nothing serious. The discussion ends with both of you frustrated and no solution in sight. Please, everyone, tell if you have a doctor or you need to talk to a vet about your pets, tell them what's wrong. Like, don't just hide and say, oh, it's nothing. You need to explain to them, like, if it hurts, where it hurts, how does it hurt? If your cat's acting funny, explain how they've been acting funny, how long they've been acting funny for. Like, just... It's a whole thing. Marigold Cricket. It's not who I want. Marigold Cricket, come along, we're gonna go on a date. It's a foggy morning, but a sound on the breeze catches your attention. Immediately, Marigold Cricket pops into your brain. She would want to see this. Marigold Cricket doesn't even stir from her nest, rather swats you away. Of course. Smolder Step sees two kids from Phoenix Clan playing close to the border. Okay, what's going on with them? Smolder Step wouldn't be able to forgive himself if something happened to those kids. He orders the patrol, save for Flurry Knight, to return to camp, and Flurry Knight and Smolder Step go to bring the kids back to Phoenix Clan. Okay. Rootseeker and Whisperclaw take a look at their supply of herbs and decide to combine their efforts into searching for more. 2 sets of trained eyes are better than 1. Rootseeker and Whisperclaw decide to search near mountain meadows that the warriors regularly use for hunting. I don't know if they even sound intelligible, but as the sun sinks towards the horizon, they return with their mouths stuffed full of herbs taken from the little pockets of plenty. Not much happened in terms of patrols that day. Can I scroll back up to the top? Let's go ahead and go on to the next moon. You stop Dewpaw from overlooking mold on an herb, taking the opportunity to explain why even the littlest bit of mold can cause an injury to worsen. Ooh, okay. DragonClan's cats can't stop themselves from instinctively unsheathing their claws upon encountering a HydraClan cat. Phoenix Clan's cats keep their distance from DragonClan during the gathering. No matter what tack Shadowstar tries, Phoenix Clan's leader doesn't seem receptive. Perhaps this alliance is weakening for reasons she isn't aware of. Ooh. Okay. Scratch Freckle has recovered from birthing her litter. Mistletail travels to HydraClan to resolve some recent personal disputes. The meeting goes better than expected, and Mistletail returns with a plan to solve the issue for good. Sandy Swoop has gotten green cough. Breya goes to HydraClan in an attempt to ease the tension of war between the clans. It doesn't go well, and HydraClan further advances in DragonClan's territory. Cedar Spring has gotten a running nose, Sun Knoll's infection is gone, Rootseeker has gotten a running nose, Mothfeather managed to recover from his heat exhaustion, Storkpaw has breached the age of 6 moons and has been made into an apprentice. Who's apprentice? Storkpaw's just an apprentice. We don't know who's mentor. And Onyx Paw sits beside his new mentor Wormburst as the meeting comes to a close. His claws dig into the ground as he glares up at the sky. wondering why Bug couldn't be there with him at such an important moment. Aw. Storkpaw, who's your mentor? Timebush, okay. Flintclaw's clanmates notice that he talks a lot about Toadsnout. Whisperclaw is impressed by Greenfoot's competence in any situation. Marigold Cricket asks Rockshade about something complicated and is amazed at how quickly Rockshade understands. Okay, our mate's getting along with our brother. At least one of our brothers. Storkkit thinks Oak Needle is lying when she apologizes for something. Oh? Hickory Shadow goes to tell a secret to Rockshade, only for Rockshade to tell someone else's secret to him. Ooh. Okay. Meanwhile, Twigspike is not. You don't bother turning to either. Nobody's turning to either StarClan or the Dark Forest, so their faith is kind of just turning neutral. Everybody's faith is just becoming neutral, it seems. What about us? Gonna roll my d4. That's another 2. Let's see, what's Dewpaw up to? You want to get to know Whisperclaw better? Well, we'll talk to you.
The crisp air this leaf fall is putting me in the mood for revolution. Waterlake and Turtlepaw are smart. What do you think of convincing them to help us overthrow Shadow's star? Dewpaw?
Of course I'm kidding, Whisperclaw. Leafball is the season for relaxing.
We saved the revolutions for Leaf Bear.
Oh, goodness. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Shadowstar either, but, like, Revolution right now? I mean... Oh, well, we're in the leader's den. Might as well. She purrs as she listens to Large Snow talk about nothing in particular. If anything you're planning feels like you're breaking a rule, don't do it. Simple as that. I mean, I was just told the opposite by your deputy. What? I'm being given very contradictory information here. Rowan Smoke leaps into a pile of fallen leaves. My stomach is just growling nonstop. I gotta eat something. I miss Coldfur. Every time I go out on patrol, I find myself looking at all the flowers and rocks and plump prey and wishing Coldfur were still here to see it all. Do you think she made it to Silverpelt? Maybe she found some other ghost cat and now she's going on a whimsical adventure to save the world together. Yeah, I like that. That sounds like something Coldfur would do. I hope she gets to tell me all about it when we meet again. Marigold Cricket is looking around camp for someone to share tongues with. I mean, I'm right here. My love, I was meaning to ask, what have you done with your claws as of recently? They're looking absolutely magnificent today. Aw, love, are you blushing? Stop, please, I haven't even complimented how beautiful your eyes are in this light. Aw? You're still just as good at flirting as when we first got together, you know? I don't know if that's a compliment or not, because I don't know how good we are at flirting. But, sure. Smaller Step is in the medicine den and you're enjoying the sounds of nature. If you're tired of always being the good cat, come find me. There's another way. How... I'm not sure what to do there, but sure. I wish I actually had like a little thing you could like lead into with it, but Critterpaw wonders if she'll be allowed to go night hunting soon. No matter what happens, no matter what ends up happening with this war, I will keep DragonClan safe. Aww. You don't need to do it alone, and you've been delayed becoming a warrior, I can tell. Violet Dapple takes pride in how well run his patrols always are. Broken Cliff and I are in the middle of a prank war. Want to help me get her back? I was thinking we could pour honey into her nest. Ooh, or fill a piece of prey with Yarrow and trick her into eating it. I was also thinking wasps could be involved somehow, but it might be a little hard to get the wasps in on it.
You ask Violet Dapple if maybe these pranks are a little too needlessly cruel? Psh, nah, trust me. If any cat can handle it, it's Broken Cliff. It's all in good fun. Sibling stuff, you know? Now back to the wasp idea. Maybe we could somehow lure them into camp. Broken Cliff would be none the wiser. I'll leave you to it. I am not gonna take part in that. Broken Cliff, can't wait to take a nap later? How are you doing? Broken Cliff rushes up to you out of breath, and for a moment your heart sinks, certain it's something important. Whisperclaw, help me settle a bet. Do you think Violet Dapple could win a fight against 200 ducks? No way he could, right? You should really know better by now than to take Broken Cliff seriously, yeah? Yeah, really I should. Sun Knoll leaps into a pile of fallen leaves. You're trying to remove a small splinter from Sun Knoll's paw pad, but she keeps wincing and pulling away even before you've touched her. You remind her to hold still. Sorry, really, I'm just nervous. She closes her eyes tightly and looks away, trying to take deep breaths, but she still twitches as soon as you touch her paw. You end up calling Silent Storm over to steady Sun Knoll's leg for you so you can finally remove the pesky splinter. Let's try a LifeGen patrol. You slip away to the resting place of the clan to think alone. A chill runs up your spine. Your claws sink into the blessed ground. You cry out into the sky, hoping someone will hear you, understand your need for guidance. But nobody comes. Marigold Cricket, you want to go on a date this time? You need herbs for the medicine den, decide to bring Marigold Cricket with you. You appreciate her coming with you, as the extra paws are a massive help. You notice how her fur sparkles beautifully with dew, looking almost like Silverpelt had come alive on her. You consider telling her so. Marigold Cricket purrs in amusement, telling her that you look very pretty yourself. You go the rest of your day holding your tail high in pride. Aww. Ooh. The patrol hears a strange thwacking sound on the other side of a boulder. After initial confusion, the patrol realizes that it is a courting season for the goats that live on the mountain. The sound must be 2 buck goats engaged in a fight. It must be quite the spectacle. While the rest of the patrol is hesitant, Prancespring leaps to the top of the boulder to watch the show. She watches with wonder as the 2 bucks fight. At the urging of Prancespring, the rest of the patrol joins her in gawking at the battle. Ooh, Hickory's shadow is trailing behind the patrol when there is a mighty clatter of stones from below him. He looks around wildly, just in time for the world to tip upside down as the scree slope beneath him collapses. And the patrol eventually manages to rescue Hickory's shadow, but he needs to be helped back to camp, battered and injured, and he got a broken jaw. That's gonna be hard to heal. I mean, Simba's got a broken jaw himself. That's the reason he's always blepping, actually, is because his jaw still has a little snaggle tooth. Huh, little buddy? He's totally asleep. I, gave him a little poke and he just didn't even twitch. You good there? Oh, there you are. Hi. How are you? Oh, and he curls back up and goes back to sleep. Okay. As the patrol is checking the borderlines, they notice that a Phoenix Clan scent has strayed into their territory. Oh, Phoenix Clan we're on good terms with, mostly, but I think they don't like us as much anymore. After poking around a bit, the patrol discovers a Phoenix Clan apprentice wandering nearby, hopelessly lost. The apprentice is distraught upon discovering they're on the wrong side of the border. While Ren understands it was an honest mistake, he still lectures the apprentice on the importance of respecting borderlines. Okay. Whisperclaw notices that the moss in the medicine den is getting old. They need to go and gather some more. Whisperclaw leads the way to the best moss patch they know, with Liarzoom following close behind. The 2 cats begin cutting off bits of moss and making their respective piles. Once the piles turn into mouthfuls, they pick up the bundles of new bedding and start back towards camp. Alright, good for us. But there's another small dog in our territory, and... Stork Paws attempts to drive the small dog off, only sent into greater and greater fits of excitement, until the only thing to do is wait, exasperated, in a safe spot for the beast to calm down. That's literally sometimes how it goes with Spirit. Ooh, Oak Needle wanders past an old badger set dug into the rocky hillside, only to freeze. There's a new scent here, acrid and sour. Calling the rest of the patrol over, which is only one cat, Oak Needle comes up with a plan, pushing Luke's rocks in front of the set's mouth. The cats will be able to come back tomorrow to see if anything has shoved them out of the way. And let's go ahead and do one last moon, I think. We'll be 25 moons old when this happens. A clan meeting has your attention. Danger in the territory means every cat should be on high alert this moon. You ponder the last half-moon gathering, uncertain of StarClan's intent for the future of DragonClan. Stressed and tired from treating multiple clanmates within the same day, you accidentally give Gossamer Peak the wrong advice for his injury. Safe to say it worsened overnight. Gossamer Peak, oh boy. Dupa, you need to stop trying to mess with the mold. In the midst of conflict... Excuse me. In the midst of conflict, a spark of understanding flickers between DragonClan and HydraClan cats, hinting at a potential path to peace. Despite the horrendous weather, Shadowstar strikes out with her gathering patrol to the meeting place. It's deserted. Any praising of Phoenix Clan will have to wait until next moon, and Shadowstar's stomachache has left. Lightstripe has gotten white cough. Flurry Knight's small cut has healed up nicely. Mistletail is suddenly struck by a sharp pain in her chest. She is found later that day, cold. Sandy Soup has recovered from green cough. It's neither a mystery nor a surprise, but DragonClan is happy to celebrate Twigspike and Flintclaw becoming mates regardless. I had no idea, but good for them. Cedar Springs' running nose has finally stopped running. Sunnull's mangled tail has healed, but they'll always carry evidence of the incident on their pelt. Spruce Seeker's running nose is gone. We're finally free of fleas! Broken Cliff soreness is gone. The war with HydraClan is still disrupting our lives. Violet Dapple has gotten white cough. Bird Glide's broken bone is healed, but they've gotten white cough. Flintclaw feels so much better, his soreness is gone. Petal Rump sits in the crowd, chest puffed out in pride as he watches Critterpaw be renamed to Critter, and honored for her guidance. He considers himself lucky to have been able to train such an amazing young cat and looks forward to seeing the warrior she becomes. Apparently he decided to keep a kitty pet name. Berry Step has recovered from heat exhaustion. And yeah, Mistletail is being mourned. You were very old, but you were a good mediator. Toadsnout and Sunnull defended their clan at the gathering together. Good for you both. Smolderstep doubts whether Whisperclaw even likes him at all. I don't know what to think of you, but I would like to talk to you again. Electron doubts whether Galedusk even likes him at all. Petal Rump doesn't think there's ever a dull moment with Needlekit. Violet Dapple takes Marigold Cricket out to look at the stars, explaining the constellations to her. Turtlepaw didn't realize how generous Marigold Cricket could be. The clan has noticed some Sandkit and Mothfeather are smiling at each other more today. Rockshade admits a mistake to Mousetooth and asks for forgiveness. I think that's it there. So what's the deal with StarClan? Again, nobody is bothering to turn. Mothfeather tries to plead to both, and faith is only decreasing. What about us? I'm gonna try rolling a different die because I keep getting 2s on this one. Is it cheating? Maybe a tiny bit, but I'm curious, and this is our last chance. That is also a 2. Okay. We are not joining Dark Forest. Dewpaw is staring off into space. Hey, Whisperclaw, dare me to jump off the warrior's den? No, don't. I don't want you to break your leg or something. What? Why is DragonClan's name not? Because it's dangerous? But that's what's fun about it! Dewpaw, you are supposed to be a healer. We can't have you getting healed as well. I have been dealing with enough times where we've been down too many cats. Petalrump, I think you're Dewpaw's parent, right? If I look at your family tree and look at Kit. Yes, Petalrump, talk to your daughter. Whisperclaw, how's it going? Any real reason you want to chat, or do you just enjoy pulling me away from my duties? Gotta be a great power trip, huh? Maybe I should give it a try sometime. Petalrump, talk to your daughter. Keep yowling. Maybe one day you'll actually sound intimidating. Oh, jeez, okay. Sure, whatever. Marigold Cricket play fights Grey Egg, just like old times. StarClan, Whisperclaw, it's like you don't even know how beautiful you are. Marigold Cricket, where is this coming from? Oh, look what you've done. Now I'm getting all sappy. Just don't let it get to your head, Furbag. I'm hot stuff too. Marigold Cricket winks at you and you laugh together. Oh goodness. Thanks, that's the 15th time someone said I was beautiful today. I'm trying to get to 20. Oh my gosh. Let's see, Shadowstar, what's up? You saw some kitty pets playing with colorful moss balls? Still busy. Birdglide gave a badger a ride to Neilkit and is now being begged by more kittens to do the same. How are you doing? Hey, you leave him alone! Can you believe how cruel some cats are, Whisperclaw? A bunch of apprentices were trying to convince these two kids to sneak into a badger den. What a bunch of mouse brains. No matter what, don't let anyone try to pressure you into doing something you don't think is right. Go with your gut and stick to your own values. That's what's really important. Oh boy, there's a lot that's been happening. Let's check in on Smolderstep because you thought we don't like you? On the night of the gathering, Smolderstep is watching the moon rise. I know that StarClan expresses their frustration with us by fighting at gatherings by covering the cloud with moons, but couldn't they have been a little more creative with it? Why not make some weirdly shaped clouds and only cover parts of the moon? Make the moon look like it's making faces at us. I know I'd behave at the gathering if the moon itself was glaring at me. I mean, fair. Sentinel, catching extra prey for Leaf Bear. Sentinel does an impression of Prancespring that's so accurate you can't help but crack up. Her eyes flash and she smiles sweetly every time you laugh. You're so beautiful when you laugh like that, you know. Sentinel! No, I'm sorry. I don't know why I just said that. You stop her, insisting that you loved the compliment. What? Really? Sentinel looks away shyly, grinning from ear to ear. Aw, we can compliment her back. I think you look really nice too. Sentinel says the words very quickly, then hightails it to the other side of camp. Oh my gosh. I love Sentinel. Sentinel would have been a better option, but alas, that is not how things turned out, but maybe if we ever come back to this, maybe. Our last LifeGen patrol for this series. Oh, excuse me, add cat, there we go. There is a shortage of a particular herb inside the camp. You consider whether you should risk going out to find more. You decide to venture out and are successful in finding the herb. Your clanmates appreciate your dedication and commitment to your role. Let's see if we can't go on a date with Marigold Cricket or Sentinel. See if we can do both. You, Marigold Cricket, and Sentinel are strolling along the riverbank. Suddenly a stone catches your eye. The color reminds you of Sentinel's eyes, and you consider showing it to the two. When you pick up the rock to show Sentinel, both cats are delighted, agreeing that it looks just like Sentinel's eyes. Marigold Cricket rushes to the water to find a rock that matches yours, and soon all three of you are searching for your perfect match. You each keep someone else's matching rock with you when you head back to camp, and you sleep a little better that night with it by your nest. Okay, so maybe we can get these two to also kind of get along. I think that's very cute. I saw that Warmburst was about to join patrol with me and Sun Knoll. Marigold Cricket is not actually here, so you know what? Actually, you can come back on the patrol. I was gonna be like, oh, let's add Marigold Cricket, but no, Marigold Cricket went on a different patrol. That wasn't very important, so I just kind of skipped past it. Anyways. The thyme plants are running out of growing time. Whisperclaw better go harvest them before leaffall is over. She brings a patrol with her to help. Whisperclaw has no time, and no time. She's forced to give up the search for today. As the patrol is marking the borderlines, a gang of rogues strides confidently out from behind a tumble of rocks, yowling as they confront the clan cats. You know, I think we're on edge, and we really can't deal with this, so we're gonna antagonize. The patrol descends into battle without a second thought, eventually driving the rogues away. Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Rainfoot brings them down the mountain to where a little stream turns to a tiny cold bog. Nettlepaw startles, hearing a cat cry out. Onyxpaw races over the ridge, looking for the caller, as behind him Greenfoot nearly falls over laughing. It's a bird, he explains. The spotted towhee has fooled many a young cat. They don't need to feel bad, it's just something to learn from. And Flintclaw is doing the same with just little Turtlepaw. And Turtlepaw refuses to believe that the cat cry he hears from the bog comes from a little towhee bird and argues with Flintclaw all the way back to camp. Oh goodness. Ooh. When the patrol catches scent of a red fox, when they track it... The patrol catches the scent of a red fox. When they track it down, they find it feeding on a mountain goat kid carcass. It's impossible to say whether the fox killed it or found it. I'm gonna go ahead and have them proceed. The patrol's cats are smaller, but they outnumber the fox, if only by a little, and it's a prize they're willing to fight for. With a prayer to StarClan, they throw themselves into battle, and the fox, already half full and unwilling to lose blood over it, is driven off from the kill. And finally, Tremble wanders past an old badger set dug into the rocky hillside, only to freeze. There's new scent here, acrid and sour. Calling the rest of their patrol over, yeah, they're putting loose stones in front of the mouth. Yeah, so we've seen this one all the time. And... yeah. I think that's about it. Yeah, there's nothing else we can do right now. I think that's the end of this episode, and for now, the end of this series. Maybe I'll come back to this in the future. I'm gonna keep the game in the save, but it's gonna be a while before I come back because I am ready to move on to a different series. So guys, I hope that you guys have all enjoyed seeing Whisperclaw's adventures and Talonpaw before her. I'm sorry that we weren't able to get any questions answered. We did get a little bit of a war going. We didn't get to see... No, I'm gonna say join Dark Forests, just because like this has been something on their mind. A lot of cats are like kind of encouraging stuff, like do what you feel is right, do what you feel is right. And then Shadowstar, who we don't get along with, is like, don't even think about doing what you feel is not right. But then our deputy is like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever we tell you, and even if it's against the warrior code. So I'm just... You know what, let's end this by saying join Dark Forest, just to see what will happen. Ooh, we've got a Dark Forest mentor named Curly Belly. Interesting. And can we see Curly Belly if we go to the Dark Forest? We can talk to you. Curly Belly wraps his tail around you to comfort you during a difficult day. His ghost tail feels weird. You brush it off. Ooh. Well, maybe we'll be able to figure stuff out someday if we ever come back to this. But for now, guys, thank you all so much. And whatever I end up doing next, I hope you'll join me there. Maybe it'll be ClanGen. Maybe it'll be Cattails. Maybe it'll be Untold Tales. But whatever it is, I'll see you all in the future. Stay safe out there, everybody.